Hello, ladies, jelly spoons, ladies, children, boys and girls of all ages, both alien, foreign, and domestic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to 24K Movies, TV shows, and video game review. The place where our voice and our narrative is not bought, we give it to you straight. If it's great, we give it a thumbs up. If it's horrible, we give it a thumbs down. Now, this request comes from Leslie. Leslie out in Manchester. She asked me what I thought of the new Witcher show. That's right, we're talking about The Witcher Season 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Cavil is out. I'm going to say Liam Neeson. Liam Hemsworth is in. And I have binge watched the entire Season 4. I am going to speak from a candid point, but very truthful, from a cinephile to cinephiles, from a media man to media people. I'm going to give it to you straight. There are going to be spoilers. If you don't like it, you can turn away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You've been warned. I am going to get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know the situation surrounding the Season 4 of Witcher. Actually, a lot of us aren't over the whole Henry Cavill thing, them looking to replace him earlier on in the season. I myself did not like the change because Henry Cavill knew the subject matter. He played the games. He knew the lore. He was Geralt. For all intents and purposes, he was Geralt. 150,000% in work, in name, in mood, in body type. Geralt and his gluteals was The Witcher. To take somebody so late into the season because they wanted you to stay correct to the subject matter and the lore, to get rid of them and replace them like they're nothing, that was a salty decision that left a bad taste and a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. If there is one actor in Hollywood that has been dismissed wrongly from 2 movie franchises, it is Henry Cavill. To see him taking off the Superman project in lieu of David Cornsnake, whatever his name is. Look, I watched the Superman movie. I'm not impressed. I wasn't. I'm angry. Superman is your bread and butter when it comes to DC. Superman is the symbol, the logo. And yes, there are a lot of other DC character properties, but when it comes to your true blue superhero, Superman is it. And I got news for you. No disrespect to David Cornsweet. He is not it. The whininess. I've never seen Superman cry out more times in one movie in my entire life, but that is a whole other discussion. I'm not going into Superman. I'm just saying, taking Henry Cavill, who was Superman, completely Superman, off the project and going with another character altogether, like losing Wonder Woman, losing Black Adam. Well, I could give or take the Black Adam, but I thought the movie was alright. Like, I didn't think it was that bad. The Rock is Black Adam. Considering the fact that if you know the comic book, you know about the whole Shazam situation and Black Adam. Only problem I had with The Rock being Black Adam is he wasn't white. Like, Black Adam is white. Even though his name suggests he's black, he's white. Anyways, even if you played the Injustice games, you know Black Adam does not look like The Rock. He has hair. Anyway, that's nor here nor there. Henry Cavill lately was, I believe it was Snyder. Snyder put up a picture on his social media and said, "This is our Superman. This is Superman." Something to that effect. And I agree 100%. Out of all the characters I've seen play Superman, no disrespect to Brandon Routh, no disrespect to Mr. Derek Hale from Teen Wolf, no disrespect to any other of the Supermen, Tom Welling, any of the Supermen that have put on the suit and donned it. You guys are all great in your own aspects, except for Dean Cain. No. Christopher Reeves, when it comes to the series, was my number 1, and then I'm going to take Henry Cavill. They personified what Superman was in a huge way. And to have him take off that project was disrespectful. and it left a bitter taste in my mouth. And that could have been one of the reasons why I didn't want to give Superman a shot. But like I say, I give every movie a shot because every movie will either impress me or suck on a whole other level. And I'm going to tell you guys personally, like I said, our viewpoint is not blunt. It's not scripted. We give you the truth. If we like it, we give it to you. If we don't like it, we give it to you. I did not like that. Henry Cavill being taking off The Witcher the way that they did, it seems like they were always planning to take him off because they wanted to do their own thing with their own lore and go away from the books, go away from the games, go away from the subject matter. And him being a fan of the subject matter, the books, the games, and the lore, he knew what Geralt was. He knew who the Witcher was. He knew what tales were going to be told. And to take him off simply because he wanted you to stay true to the character, that shows me that Hollywood still hasn't learned. Studios still haven't learned what the demographic wants when it comes to the subject matter. If somebody's tuning in to watch The Witcher, they're tuning in because they're a fan of the show. They're tuning in because they're a fan of the lore. They're a fan of the characters. To think that you could easily replace Henry Cavill and bring in Liam Hemsworth. No disrespect to Liam Hemsworth. He is a great actor. I've seen him pretty much his whole entire body of work. But putting him in the footsteps of The Witcher, it did not fit. I have watched the entire series 4. And I'm going to tell you straight up, every single last time he was on screen, it felt like he was trying too hard. It felt like he was cosplaying a character. And look, I understand you're coming in late to a series to fill the footsteps of a very big fan favorite. But I gave you a shot. I gave you an undue, unjust shot just to go ahead and entertain me. I mean, why else would I watch it? I could have decided not to watch it because he's not in it and turned away. But that's not who we are as cinephiles. We give a shot to everything. And there is no movie or TV show without sin, as CinemaSins would always say. But this I could not get into. It wasn't just his acting. It wasn't just how he looked. It felt forced. Everything felt forced. The whole rat storyline, what was the point of introducing them only to slaughter them? Can somebody tell me that? What was the whole point of introducing the rats, giving them a separate storyline and a separate movie, which you guys don't know, they do have the rats from the universe of The Witcher little movie on the side. What is the point of introducing this amazing tag of characters that was the only entertaining draw in the series 4, season 4, to just take them out the way that you did? And leaving us on another cliffhanger that was stupid. First of all, the show is called The Witcher, Geralt of Rivia. The story follows him, starting off in episode 1, going back and redoing and recapping all the scenes from the previous season of The Witcher, eliminating Henry Cavill. That's in poor taste. You could have gone into this reading a book and a tale of another Witcher from another universe and calling him Geralt. You could have kept the lore the same and had this be a different Geralt from a different universe. Everybody's doing multiverses now. I don't think anybody would have minded. But the fact that you went back, dubbed him out of those scenes, and replaced him with this guy, knowing full well you're aware of everything that's going on, because the man reading the story is replaced by a little girl reading the story who's telling him, oh, that's not how it ended, this is me in the story. You literally just retconned everything that you did in the first 3 seasons, even the side quests. There are 3 Witcher seasons and then another one all by itself, Blood Origins. You guys have forgotten what makes a series a series. You put action in it. The CG at times is laughable. The acting, look, Liam Hemsworth is a great actor. His fighting scenes were wonderful as Geralt. I even got into some of them. It's when he talks and faces the screen and does things that's un-Witcher-like. Matter of fact, I hated it because I'm a fan of the series. I've played all the games, Witcher 1, 2, and 3. I even played the Blood Hunt. I went through everything in there. I've read the books. I don't understand your need to delegate away from the subject matter. Even Yennefer. I even couldn't stand watching Yennefer. It almost felt like I was watching a facsimile of all these different characters that you worked so hard for 3 seasons to put in this lore. I didn't like it. The showdown at the end was entertaining. It was. The showdown is entertaining, but I hate the fact that you literally have a fight where everybody is OP, everybody is at odds with each other. There's never going to be a stake that's higher than this, and then you do the same thing that you did at the end of last season by leaving it on a cliffhanger. And I was kind of hoping that Geralt and everybody got together again for the ending of this series, but I didn't like where the story went. The creatures, for the sake of fighting creatures, it wasn't entertaining. It drew me out of the story. And then the sex scenes, and they were just out of place. It felt like you were just watching a sex scene for the place of a sex scene. Like, there was no, it brought nothing to the story. It brought nothing forward into what's going on in the Witcher lore. And it's really sad because you've done hard to build up a great story and a great lore. And like everything we watch nowadays on television, TVs, and movies, you lose track and sight of what you're doing. And once you do that, you can never get the people back. They announced that they had 50% less viewers and viewership for season 4. Almost 100% reiterating the facts that I've just stated. You can't take somebody out of a series for 3 years, 3 seasons, and replace them with somebody else like nobody's going to even notice that they're not there. Henry Cavill is Geralt of Rivia. He is the Witcher. Whether you want to admit it, whether you don't like it, you should have swallowed your pride and encompassed, maybe settle for half of the stories being from the books and from the subject matter in the lore. Split the difference. But because you want to tell a tale that you think you know better and you feel as though you can illustrate it better, you created another season that really honestly didn't need to be. You wasted your money on this season. And as a fan of the books, who's read the books, who's played the games, and of the lore, I can tell you with 100% absolute certainty, with no equivocations, I did not like this season. I did not like season 4, and I'm not interested in any more of The Witcher. You guys destroyed your own series. You tanked your own IP, and you destroyed it. You did exactly what The Last of Us season 2 did. You took your ideas, your idealistic real world politics, and you shaped a TV series around it with Witcher lore. And in the end, it comes off as a terrible attempt to recreate something you already told with lesser talent and lesser, I'm not going to say he's a lesser actor, but he is not the caliber of Henry Cavill as Geralt in The Witcher. Every time Henry Cavill stood on the scene, and it sounds bad, it sounds like I'm literally just jumping on him, but it's the truth of the matter. Your entire series revolves around The Witcher, Geralt. Henry Cavill literally broke the mold, making that role his own. To take it away from him, slight him in the public eye, in full transparency, everybody knows what you did, everybody feels what you did, and nobody likes the decision. And then you went ahead with another season and stuffed Liam Hemsworth down our throat. You can do whatever you want with your money, your studios, and your properties. That's all on you. But you've proven again that you cannot be trusted with a project. It's as simple as that. And I don't get it. All the shows that I've watched that start out great, it's the same mistake in every single last one of them. clash with writers, clash with actors, clash with ideals, clash with politics, clash with studios. Too many hands in the pot calling the shots. And at the end of the day, nobody has the viewer in mind. Nobody has the fans in mind. Nobody has the fan base in mind. Forgetting one fact: in order for your series to succeed, you need the fans. You alienate them, you isolate them, you're not getting them back. And unfortunately, there is a cancel The Witcher hashtag out there. I didn't want to be a part of it. I gave you an opportunity. I even watched every episode with Liam. And I'm going to say, I don't like the side stories. I don't like... There were just certain scenes that just took me out of the whole Witcher together. Look, I understand people are going to have love and relationships. We don't need sex as the forefront of The Witcher. You do realize that, right? And I do understand nudity for the sake of nudity if it means something in the project. But if it means nothing in a project and you just wanted to do it to spike viewership, it comes off as flat. Blatantly flat. Transparent. There were certain scenes that were incomprehensible to understand what you guys were trying to accomplish. And it's rough. It's rough at best. And then you end on what you think is a cliff, a hook to draw people into another season. You lost half of the viewership. You lost more than half of the fans. And then you can't deliver and stick the landing the way it should have been. Every season of The Witcher is a self-contained season. And if it ended at the end the way they did in season 1, 2, 3, or Blood Origins, it can stand on its own. This one cannot. It feels like an unfinished story because it is. At the end of the day, it's nothing more than a copper attempt at a platinum series. The Witcher was a platinum series. Now it's penny. It's copper. You can watch it if it's something to watch, like I did, but I've gotten bored through the episodes. I picked up my cell phone. I was more interested in my cell phone than I was the content. And in previous seasons of The Witcher, I've never been that way. But once again, you are a product of modern day storytelling, mediocrity at all, believe it or not, and you delivered to us a dollar store Witcher. Nothing against Liam Hemsworth. Like I said, I've seen his entire body of work. He's a great actor. But you can be a great actor in a crap production. And that's exactly what this was. It may seem like I'm being harsh on them, but if I wasn't harsh on them, then I'd just be like everybody else, literally just giving them a pass on mediocrity just because it's something to watch. And it's really not. I'm not going to watch the season again. I'm not going to go back and rewatch any of the episodes. I've already forgotten most of the stuff that happened because it's not memorable. You tried to make spectacle something that people wanted to see, and it landed flat. And I hate to say it. It's because your star player, your center stage star player, was cut. You can make Macbeth with 1,000 different actors. You can make Wolverine with 1,000 different actors. But when people come to know an actor for that role, in that subject matter, that's who they see. That's who they want to see. That's who they identify with. No more than replacing Liam Hemsworth as Wolverine in X-Men. Yeah, I think people would have problems with that. Nothing negative against Liam. It's the same here. You had a top series with top viewership, and your bruised ego could not take somebody telling you something about the story, the lore, and the subject matter. You should have listened. They did know. They played the games. They read the books. They were familiar with the subject matter and the lore. But you, who have never probably played the games, have never read the stories, or even dove into the subject matter, thought you knew better. And this is where we find ourselves, with a mediocre series that no longer has interest. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you could not guess my ranking for Netflix's season 4 of The Witcher, it's Copper. It's a mediocre attempt at trying to keep the series. And you know what? I will not be around for season 5. So count me as another fan of the over 50% viewership that you lost. You destroyed your own series because you believed you knew better. Study shows, survey says, you didn't. Viewership is in the toilet. The series is in the toilet. The Witcher as a film series, as a TV series, as anything it could have grown to become is now dead. And you killed it. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't recommend you watch it, but you can do it for yourself. If you want to pay the high Netflix bill cost, which they raised it again, to watch The Witcher, you can do so. Mostly everybody else is waiting around for season 5 of Stranger Things. I would say just go ahead and do that. You're not missing anything with The Witcher. Tell you the truth, I might as well go back and watch season 1, 2, and 3, and even Blood Origins, which barely had him in it at all, if at all. Sorry about it, guys. Anyway, from the Game Dojo, it's your boy the Game Ninja for 24K movies, TV shows, and video game reviews, giving it to you plain and straight for The Witcher Season 4. There are better things to do with your time. Go watch it. Welcome to Derry. I just did a review for that. You might want to watch the review before you watch the TV series. Know what you're stepping yourselves into. There's better things out there to watch. There are better programs out there to watch. There are better series to watch than Netflix's season 4 of The Witcher. I'd rather play the game. Till next time, thank you guys for stopping by.